Hey, 2 weeks ago, he put the Milwaukee Bucks on notice. The Milwaukee Bucks, I'm giving Giannis credit for this, Rita. That's where I stand. Today, the Bucks made a 3-team deal. You've got Giannis staying, of course, but he gets a new teammate, Dame Lillard, coming from Portland to Milwaukee. Drew Holiday out to Portland. DeAndre Ayton gone from Phoenix. Phoenix gets a lot of young developmental talent. Ayton joins Drew Holiday in Portland. Milwaukee gives up a bunch of first-round picks and pick swaps with the Blazers. And now, you tell me, let's bring in our first guest, NBA expert, and a guy who was like 35 minutes ago, he had a mind your own business Wednesday going. Then all of a sudden,
let me get my camera straight. There we go. Let me get my camera straight.
All of a sudden, the deal goes down.
Yo, dog.
What's up, Michael Smith?
I'm coming to y'all from gate B2 in the Detroit airport. I'm on my way to Green Bay. I had to jump on. This is huge. Is huge.
Yeah, of course.
Name a better duo. I'll wait. Look, this is just so y'all can see. Like I'm on the road right now.
What's up, D?
What up, Doe? I'm headed to Lions Packers. But when I saw this cross, I'm like, yo, put me on. Because y'all know I don't like to crash the party when I ain't there. I'm like, yo, put me on. Are you serious right now? Dame and Giannis? Bruh. Rita, can I call you bruh? Can I call you bruh for purposes of this conversation, Rita?
You can call me bruh.
And Giannis. Come on now.
No, listen.
Name a better duo. I'll wait. I'm trying to keep my boys out, so I think I'm crazy, aren't I?
No, that's all right. Hey, listen. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You in Detroit. You home, man. You with family. Right. You got to talk loud. Say it with your chest. You in Detroit, man. They know what's up.
Dude.
They saying the same things that you are. And you said the better duo, Michael Smith. I want to challenge you to go beyond that because look,
better team.
You just
Chris
made
Middleton and Brook Lopez.
Right. Chris Middleton is your third best player. So Middleton now became the third best player. You replaced Drew Holiday, who was a really good point guard, but you replaced Drew Holiday with a 7-time All-NBA guard and Dame Lillard, who's either your first or second best player. I don't know. Depends on where you stand. It depends on where you are.
He's your second best player.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But there's some Dame fans out there. Then you guys still got Brook Lopez who can spread the floor, defend the rim. I don't think their depth really suffers all that much. They got rid of Grayson Allen, so you ain't gonna miss Grayson Allen. Okay. I like their team. I think it's Milwaukee now. It's Milwaukee. It's Boston second. And I'll put Miami third just because, GP, respect, heat culture, all that stuff. Maybe Cleveland in there, but I just don't see another team matching the firepower that Milwaukee can put on the floor.
Hold on. I need to troubleshoot right now on the air. Okay, I'm going to go like this.
There it is.
I'll make myself more comfortable here. Pardon the camera angle, but I just need to get right. Okay, Let's recap this, shall we? Let's talk about Giannis since y'all played the sound off the top. Let's talk about Giannis first. Giannis might have these dad jokes, but Giannis is not playing no games when it comes to his legacy. Giannis may have had us talking at the end of last year's playoffs when they got bounced in the first round. He might have had us talking about the concept of failure when he famously said there is no failure, there's only step to success. And yet here he is, once again, holding this organization's feet to the fire. And they heard him and they responded and they said, cool, we got you, say less. And they went and got him Dame Lillard. That's number one. Number two, Michael, remember when I told you this? I was like, Damian Lillard, for all the talk about what the Blazers owed him, and how they needed to maintain a relationship with him beyond the end of his career. I was like, as long as his checks did not bounce, the Blazers didn't owe him anything other than to do the best deal for them. That's part one of that statement. Part two of that statement, Michael, remember I told you this, was like, Damian Lillard will be better served opening his mind because it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive what's best for him and what's best for them. He thought what was best for him was Miami. And with all due respect to the state I'm about to go to, he ended up in a better situation. So they did the deal that they wanted to do, and he ends up playing with arguably the best player in the game. You know, he gets to play with Giannis. He is better off in Milwaukee than he would have been in Miami. So shout out to the Blazers for holding their ground and doing the trade that they wanted to do, because this era of player empowerment does not always have to be adversarial. I'm all for players getting what they want, but sometimes they don't know what's best for them. I don't mean to sound, paternalistic here, but sometimes they don't know what is best for them.
Hey, Rita, he brought it full circle. Rita, he talked about Giannis and the dad jokes, and now we got paternalism. Yeah, I love it though. I love it. It all fits in. Hey, Rita, how do you see this though? How do you see this trade?
Mike brings up an excellent point, which is why I think a lot of people were so confused about how adamant he was about only being, wanting to go to Miami, right? Because there were other options out there. There were other teams out there that he could have went to that would have been just as good, that he could have immediately had an impact. And so I'm with Mike in terms of, like, to me, this is perfect. My question though is this. We know that both of these dudes like ball control. So who's going to give it up? Which one of them is going to say, all right, I'll go ahead and lay back a little bit? I got to assume Giannis, like, this is my team. That's a good problem to have. Don't get me wrong. I'm not creating anything, but I think it's a question that will eventually be asked. And I got to assume that Giannis is going to be like, well, you came here, bro. This is my team.
Well, Michael, I'll pass it to you, because the last time we saw a super team constructed, or the last several times we saw a super team constructed, you have accurately predicted its demise. But I will say this about this iteration. I will say this, Michael, to answer Rita's question. I don't think it's an issue for two reasons. One, traditionally, when you have a guard and a big teaming up, that's not as much of an issue, as opposed to when you have a bunch of different ball handlers, a la, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, right? So there's that. When it comes to, I guess, stature within the organization, had Dame gone to Miami, that's Jimmy Butler's team. Now that Dame is going to Milwaukee, that's obviously Giannis's team, because Giannis has brought a championship to Milwaukee. He is the franchise player. Once you decide, and this was always Dame's brand, like, I don't want to go join a super team. I want somebody to come here. If they'd have gone to Portland, that's his team. Once you go into somebody else's house, you play by their house rules. Like, I don't know about y'all. When you come to my house, we play spades by my rules. We play pool by my rules. When you go when you go to Milwaukee, there's no question whose team that is. It is obviously Giannis's team. And lastly, Michael, if you're Damian Lillard and you want what Giannis already has, the last thing you'll do, I think about the same thing with Chris Paul in Green Bay. Chris Paul in Golden State. Chris Paul, coming off the bench, starting. You ain't won nothing. If you're Dame, you ain't trying to take over the team, and you ain't trying to have everything run through you, because you're trying to get where Giannis has already been on his coattails. Yeah, respectfully.
Yeah. See, look. Yep. So Michael Smith says, "You come to my house, you play by my rules." Rita agrees. Come to my house, play by my rules. Dame says, "Oh, it ain't nothing but a thing. I'll play by Dame rules. Fine, I'll play by your rules, but I'll just be Dame." Last year, Dame could score and also gave you 7.5 assists. So he knows how to play that game. He's a point guard. He's still a point guard. We talk about he can score and all stuff. He knows how to distribute. He can score and he can get other people involved. And you want to talk about giving up the ball, the critics of Giannis, y'all stand up. Remember how the season ended last year. They lost in 5 games to the Miami Heat. How'd they lose? Final possession. Giannis gave the ball up to Grayson Allen.
Okay. Speak on it.
No.
Speak on it.
You get
that got overlooked. You're right. That got overlooked. A lot of people ain't talking about that. Yeah.
Why you give? First of all, some people don't want you to get a ball up, but if you're gonna give it up, why are you giving it up to Grayson Allen? He doesn't know what to do with it. So he's all right. I think he's all right with it. And his assist numbers. What's gonna happen is, Middleton, get ready, bro. Sorry, Middleton. I like you. I respect you. Your number's about to go down by 3 or 4 points a game. So that you probably go average 16. It's okay. You're going to win a championship. You got a real good chance to win a championship, but you're going to average 16. Career lows. Giannis's assist numbers are going to go down. Dame's numbers are going to go up. His assist numbers are going to go up. He might give you 25 instead of 32 like he did last year, but That's fine. Okay, small price to
but
pay.
I think the number that matters. I'm gonna make this last point. They board and Comfort Plus. That's me. The number that matters.
There it is. Comfort Plus. You must be on. You on JetBlue.
Bragging
My brother
ass.
on JetBlue.
No, this Delta. No, if I wanted to brag, I'll tell you I'm on. If I wanted to brag, Reed, I'll tell you I'm on Comfort Plus because first class was sold out. So that's I wanted to brag. I ain't really bragging.
Me.
No, but yes. but no, I'm just kidding.
I want you to go say somebody say, hey, listen, do you know who I am?
That ain't never worked.
You know what?
That ain't never worked.
I want you to do
First
that.
of all, I've never done that because I'm not that kind of person. Number two, you don't want the response when they be like, nah, I don't know who the hell are you. Why should I care?
Man.
But the only number that matters with Dame is two numbers, actually. He's 33 years old, and the number of games that he plays or misses, knock on wood. So health, I think, is the only thing that could really stop this team, is that they have untimely injuries, which, of course, we just talked about last year. Giannis missed most of that series, right? That's one. The other part I think we got to talk about is the Miami angle of this and how it didn't come together for Miami, because there was a lot of people that felt like, oh, the foregone conclusion is going to end up in Miami. Did Joe Cronin and the Blazers, did they just say, no, we're not giving Dame what he wants and we'll take a lesser deal? I don't know. You know, you jokingly said NBA expert. I don't know the ins and outs. Or did they just take the best deal, and that best deal was Milwaukee? And lastly, did Dame's insistence about going to the Heat, along with, at one point, just recapping the whole story, because I don't think anything happens in a vacuum. At one point, the agent saying he would not accept the trade anywhere else, and the NBA having to step in, did all of that lead up to Dame not getting what he wanted, which was Miami? Again, I think he ended up better off in this situation by going to play with the best player in the league versus Heat culture. No disrespect to Heat culture. If I got a choice, I'm going to play with Giannis, as Dame tweeted, a year ago? If he had one player you could play with, it would be Giannis. But I just wonder how much everything around this negotiation and the way it was handled, or mishandled as it were, ultimately led to Miami missing out, because we can't talk about what a big deal this is for the Bucks and not talk about what a huge L the Miami Heat are holding, because their offseason has been awful. It's been off. Yeah, they have put the off in off season with the losses that they have suffered so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they lost Gabe Vincent. They lost Max Strus.
Yep.
And they don't get Dame Lillard. Okay, I'm going to say two things here. Now, one of them is, like nitpicky. They're both kind of nitpicky. But anyway, I'll put them out there before you go off to Comfort Plus, or try to use your BFA leverage.
Is there anything more pleasant than when they scan your ticket and then they give you that small ticket back? Oh, you've been upgraded. So fingers crossed.
Oh yeah,
fingers crossed that happens. Yeah.
Because right now we on right now. Hey, look, man, we on right now in the Detroit airport. You know that we are on right now.
Dude,
like, look.
one of the reasons I love coming through Detroit is there's this restaurant that's got a spice. Don't lose your thought. That's got a spicy tomato soup grilled cheese combo that is fire. Detroit airport is, and they got, I forget the name of the restaurant. I'm so sorry. But Detroit got a West End hotel, so if you get stuck, there's a West End, which has its own security entrance, which is fire. But last but not least, you're right, dog. The amount of times I'm in the Detroit airport and I see your ass on a big ass screen is incredible. It's like Detroit airport shows us love, serious love.
Yeah, I love that. So I haven't lost my thought. I'll say two nitpicky things. One, you have downgraded. It's about upgrades. You've downgraded your Milwaukee defensively, going from Drew Holiday to Dame. Drew's bigger. Drew is bigger. He's more stout, and quiet as it's kept, he's a great post-up player. Drew Holiday is. He really is. So okay. That's they can live with that because they say we got Dame Lillard. But here's the other thing that often happens in the NBA. Dame Lillard has been so protected. I do it myself. We all make excuses for Dame. Oh, Dame, if he had more help around him, if he did this.
Yeah, I know.
So Dame,
because
Dame has played for.
Save that for the next segment. Save that for the next segment because you know who is coming on in the next segment, right? She'll give you plenty of that.
Okay. And listen.
She'll give you all the Dame criticism you want.
But I'll say, listen, he has had in his career played for 11 years. Mm-hmm. So out of those 11 years, they missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. So the last 2 years they missed the playoffs. Been to the Western Conference Finals once. Had five one and dones. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when we talk about these players, a lot of players we talk about and we just like we tear them apart, like Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Ooh, look what he did in the finals. Look what he did in the Western Conference Finals. Oh, KD, you up 3-1 on the Warriors and you couldn't beat them.
My man ain't even got there.
He's only been there once. So now there's a new level of scrutiny coming to Dame Lillard if he is able to advance to that level, and we get to see the flaws in his game that have been protected because he hasn't been there that much.
Yep.
Well, I told you before.
He created that. No, I'm sorry. Mike. Yeah.
No. That's what I was going to say. He's your favorite player's favorite player in some respects, and he has. And I've said this before, and it's like, I don't know if I said it clearly before, Michael, but like, there's a certain level of cachet and credibility that he has that some players who have actually won championships don't, mainly because of the way that they've gone about winning championships. Kevin Durant comes to mind, right? But but Dame always he built this brand of, well, I'm different. I don't want to be part of a super team. I'm old school. I'm not going to run from the grind. I'm going to take the stairs, not an elevator. And a lot of people, he was beloved for that reason. But to your point, he's also, I'm not going to say overrated. I'm not going to suggest he's overrated, but I think protected is the right way of looking at it. We've looked at Dame Lillard through rose garden colored glasses. How's that, Mr. Pulitzer Prize? How's that, Mr. New York Times bestseller? We have looked at Dame Lillard through rose garden colored glasses because of his, his situation. Now that he has as good a situation as anybody, you're right. A lot of people are going to look at him a lot different than they have before if they don't get it done. But I think injury is the only thing that can stop them, at least in the Eastern Conference.
So last thing for both of y'all. All right, Rita, you first. They go win it? You got Milwaukee? Are you with Vegas? You got Milwaukee as a favorite?
I don't see how they can. I mean, yes, losing Drew Holiday is going to have some effect on it, but to what degree, right? You still have two superstars on the same roster, so you have to go with them as the favorites right now. I mean, I look at the West and I can make cases for other guys, but none of those guys have Giannis, and I just feel like adding, Dame to this roster just immediately puts them as front runners, in my opinion.
If they healthy, they win it. If they healthy, they win it. Yeah, as long as they're healthy. I mean, we all know that sometimes it's the injuries that stop people. All right, I'm about to go get on this plane.
Go ahead, get on that plane. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.